What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Jim with J Money. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. You guys hit the like button, subscribe as well if you can, man. If you guys like the content, I'm J Money. That's my guy Junior Browne. That's my guy Jordan Sharp. Today we're gonna break down this Wednesday slate, try to get to some money, and we're gonna obviously recap the games that we had yesterday. What's up, Junior? Everything good with you, brother?
Yeah, man. Anytime you get a positive day in terms of your plays, it's got to be a good day. Went real heavy on Miami yesterday. Jimmy buckets. He did what he's supposed to do in the fourth quarter, and I had a little sprinkle on Portland first quarter after hearing Jordan talk a little bit yesterday. I mean, I was leaning first half, which would have won anyway, but still got to show love to Jordan for that. So I got a little sprinkle on that too. It was nice to see Portland continue their little run and just make the playoffs interesting. We don't want to see sweeps. I'll let y'all talk about Orlando and the Bucks, who I've been telling y'all I don't believe in from since the beginning of the season. So I'll let y'all roll with that one.
Got you. What's up with you, Jordan? Everything good with you?
Yeah, man. We were talking about it yesterday. We talked about it before today's show. It's we wish we would. Everybody wishes we would have been in Orlando. And congratulations to those of you who were yesterday. That's definitely the first great win of the bubble so far in the playoffs. I'm hoping we get more of those. And then we got two of those upsets yesterday, which was great. The eight seed beating the one. So I'm hoping we get a wild and wacky playoffs here. We kind of thought that could be the case, and that first game yesterday sure showed that. Sucks for the Pacers yesterday, losing Oladipo mid-game to that eye scratch. I hope he's okay. I hope he doesn't have like a cornea injury or anything, and he can come back soon, because if not, that series is over. You can go ahead and start packing your bags to Indiana, because you're going to be heading home if you don't have Depot in the lineup as well, with Sabonis out also. So that was a little rough to see. Went 1-1 on my plays yesterday. Lost on OKC. Jay, you can probably vent about that a little bit more than me, because I didn't really get to watch much of the game. But that Portland win definitely felt good in the first quarter. Kind of feeling a little remorse that I didn't get on that trifecta with Portland. But congratulations to those who also were on that last night, because that was one of the bigger, I think, talking points of the chat. There were a lot of Blazers fans in the chat yesterday, so I'm sure that will continue as well. But don't be surprised tomorrow you see a little bit of rebound LeBron come out after that loss. So interesting day yesterday. Very, very fun games to watch. That's for sure.
Yeah, very fun games to watch, man. The Magic upset pretty much everybody, man. Just think if you got a parlay or something with the Bucks on the money line, and then them boys end up losing. I know people jaws dropping. Man, the Magic out there came and played a good game. Though I know a lot of people wrote them out. They didn't have Aaron Gordon out there. They went to go put a 122 versus the Bucks. Man, we know the Bucks don't look right now. They closed their game as 14.5-point favorites. Man, they end up taking a loss 122 to 110. There, be interesting to see if the Bucks can bounce back in that game. The Heat took care of business versus the Pacers, 113-101. Like you say, Oladipo went out, and that one the Pacers never just really. I mean, obviously we knew that they was probably going to be done after that. The Heat outscored them 32-21 in that fourth quarter to end up getting the cover. I mean, it was a tiff and tap game. The Pacers pretty much hung with them, but the final score, only thing that matters. The Pacers only scored 101 that one, and the Heat take a 1-0 series. Take a 1-0 seriously. OKC, they didn't even look like themselves yesterday, man. Me and Teddy were talking about it last night. They pretty much just like getting mismatches. The Houston switches everything though, so it's pretty tough for OKC to get the mismatch they won. Adams kind of started off, had a good game, but I mean the Rockets were making their shots. When they're making their threes, they pretty much can beat anybody in this league. It's just when they're missing them, they can look like a totally different team. But OKC just weren't really locked in last night. You can kind of tell even through the second quarter that one was really just over before it really even started. But the Rockets end up getting the cash there. It got up as high as OKC -2. The line ended up closing Rockets -1 there. So Rockets ended up getting the cash. The game went over as well, over a total 225. And then the Blazers end up getting it done, man. They actually hold the Lakers to 93 points. We know the Lakers were making a lot of shots. They making a lot of excuses towards the end of the game. You hate to see that, man. You want to see these guys come out there and say, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? No excuses. We got to look towards this game. It's just one game, instead of them saying, oh, there's no fans or there's no crowd, man. Look, y'all got to shut up and ball pretty much, man. That's what you have to do. Dame Lillard with a couple of big threes. The Lakers had a 6-point lead there in the fourth quarter, and then they let it go. Then the Blazers going a 9-0 run. Then, you know what I'm saying? Dame Lillard hit a couple of key threes, and they end up pulling it out, man. It was a pretty crazy game. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what happened in that one, Junior. Dame Lillard does what he does once again, man. So what do you think? You think the Lakers? Do you think this one's over, Junior? Do you think the Blazers gonna get this one done, or you think the Lakers gonna come back steaming in the next game?
No, I think the Lakers are going to check the Blazers into SmackDown Hotel in the next game. In my opinion.
This was the wake up call that they needed for sure.
Yeah. That's there's no way that, first of all, because the Lakers did their job in terms of holding the Blazers to 100 points. They just got to get their offense clicking, right? They had two straight in the second half. They scored a combined 37 points in the second half. That's pathetic.
Yeah, KCP, man, number one with 1 point, 1 rebound, 1 assist, man.
Can I say something? Can I say something, Jay?
Actually, what you got to say.
Thank you for reminding me. Number one, when Carmelo Anthony hit that late three, the first thing I thought was, why y'all showing this friendship between LeBron and Carmelo? If LeBron was a real friend, Carmelo would be out there balling with LeBron.
With all the Lakers,
instead of these bums, KCP and Waiters and J.R. Smith. You guys got room for those three guys. And what's that light-skinned cat's name from Boston College, the veteran? He doesn't even play.
Jared Dudley.
Jared Dudley. You guys got room for Jared Dudley, but you can't get Melo a spot?
And he's like on the bottom of the bench.
Come on, bro.
I was say Jared Dudley does a lot of talking on Twitter too, man, and he just doesn't play.
That's number one. Number two, Anthony Davis. Can someone let Anthony Davis know the playoffs have started? Anthony Davis looked like he was playing game 3 of the regular season. Bro, you got to bring that intensity. Like, Hassan Whiteside was making Anthony Davis look like a little kid, if we're being honest. So the Lakers just need they got a lot of questions to answer. I think LeBron looked all right. I mean, how much more you want this guy to do? He had 16 assists and 17 rebounds. Come on, Anthony Davis, man. Step it up, son.
I thought we were going to see. I'm sorry, Jay. My bad.
No. What you gonna say? I was going to ask you next what you think as well.
Okay.
Jordan.
Yeah, my bad. I was just trying to say. I remember we talked about this game yesterday, and when we said that we thought we were talking about Portland first quarter, first half, and we were like, okay, at some point, the Lakers, if they do get smacked up in the first quarter, they're going to come back with a vengeance and not let their foot off the gas. And that looked like what was happening in the second quarter, right? Like they came back, they took the lead at one point a little bit, finished the half strong, and then just completely just lost it in the second half. And I just don't know what happened. It was just bad luck. Like, no, Portland was playing pretty good defense. Like, Nurkic on the inside is a factor for this team. So I'm like, I think that's kind of the thing that I think a lot of people overlooked before this is like, now Portland's not small anymore. Like, Portland doesn't have that weak front court we talked about for 4 months or whatever it was before the season got suspended. Like, and Wynyard Gabriel, shout out to him. He played big too. I think he had some really big defensive plays in that game as well. Like, I think the Lakers maybe got a little bit shook that they got that much resistance. I think they probably just came in a little bit underprepared. But I agree with Junior. Like, in no way, shape, or form do they not come out and just absolutely have 110 miles an hour against the Blazers in game 2. I still think the Blazers could win that game with the Lakers' best effort, but you're going to get a lot more than 93 points in this next game. I guarantee you. And I think Junior's exactly right. Like, Anthony Davis needs to realize what's at stake and live in the moment right now and figure out that he's the best player on the floor and that no one can stop him if he's engaged on both ends of the court. So the Lakers need that desperately, because I agree. LeBron did pretty much what you expected from him yesterday. Like, he looked ready to go. The rest of that team did not.
Got you. Yeah, we definitely gonna get to that tomorrow, man. We definitely gonna get to that tomorrow. We got 4 games today, man. First game of the day, 1:30 Eastern. We got the Nets versus the Raptors here, man. The Raptors was smacking them up by 29 points. Then the Nets came all the way back, stormed back to get it within 9. We see some of these teams, man. They come back and keep it close, even though they didn't cover. I'm not sure that the Nets are one of them. We know that the Raptors are head and shoulders better than the Nets. Can they keep it close here? I mean, we see the spread here, 1.5, 2 points higher. Since they're 11.5 now, pretty much across the board. Last game was at 9.5, 10. What you think about this game, Junior? You riding with the Raptors again, smack them up?
Nah, I'm probably going to make a live bet on this game. Realistically, the first quarter spread is -4. I can't get involved in those type of spreads. The first half spread is even a little high for me, to be honest, at -7. I just think that something very, very important that you mentioned, the Nets had every reason, just like in the Portland game where they had no reason to play hard, they took Portland all the way down to the wire and were one shot away from winning that game. In the Raptors game, they're down 33 points in the second quarter and brought it all the way back to I think it was like a 9-point game at one point. Now, obviously, once the Raptors got serious, they started smacking them around again. But that just proves the point that I made in game one why I didn't take the full game spread. The Nets are one of those teams that could backdoor cover that spread in so many different ways. When the Raptors just sit everybody, I wouldn't be shocked if they're up 15-16 and they just don't care no more. The Nets shoot a couple threes, your spread's busted. So I'm going to look to live bet this game. I hope the Nets come out a little hot, take a little bit of a lead so I can get a better price. And but that's the only way I could look at this game. So for now, I don't have an official play on today's game.
Gotcha. Yeah, the total opened up at 226.5 down to 225.5. I know that first game was looking like it's going to be a nice little under at first before the Raptors just went berserk, man. I mean, they shot 50% in that throughout the whole game. That's my whole thing, Jordan. Are they going to be able to duplicate their performance again, pretty much as far as the total and the spread here? What you think on this game?
Yeah, I mean, you have to think there is going to be a little bit of regression from the Raptors offense, but that being said, it's the Brooklyn Nets, and the Brooklyn Nets missing about 8 guys. So, I mean, it's very tough to see them putting up that much of a defensive effort. We saw, in like you guys said, in game one, like the Raptors just came out, absolutely punched them in the face. We're up 17 after the first quarter. Then they kind of went into cruise control until the fourth quarter, and like Junior said, the Nets were able to creep back up because they're not going to quit. So, very tough for me to bet the spread on this one again. I think if you do, I kind of disagree with Junior just a little bit on the Raptors side on the derivatives for the first quarter and the first half. I know 4 and 7 are a lot of points here for these early first two quarters, but if the Raptors actually do keep engaged through the first 24 minutes like they were in the first 12 minutes of game one, it's very hard for me to see the Nets putting up that many points. They put up 51 in the first half of game one. I think they could easily hold them to under 50 if they stay engaged through the entire and defensively in that entire time, and just they really don't even have to do much else. I think if they play good defense, they're going to keep Brooklyn from scoring whatever they want them to, and keeping whatever number they do. I think 130 points, 34 points is probably wishful thinking for this Raptors offense, though. But that's a long wind of saying either like no play on this game. But if I did have to play on this game, I wouldn't be surprised to see Raptors cover those first two first quarter, first half lines.
Exactly. Yeah, this is one I'm definitely going to be watching real close, man. I mean, because it seemed like the Nets kind of gave them a run for a month, but that was after they was up. After it's out, that was after obviously they got down by about 30 points. So I mean, I'm not betting against the Raptors here. I know that much, man. It's not even a lean towards the Nets. It's Raptors enough for me, and I don't have a play on this game. I don't like the fact. I mean, the spread is 2 points higher. I guess you say it's for a good reason, but you look at the total. The total is a good 3 points higher as well from the.
But
what you think here?
Sorry to interrupt you, bro. What I wanted to say is if you guys watched the first game. The reason why I think they bumped up that total from game one is that the Raptors were on purposely pushing the pace. Like the Raptors were fast breaking even on Nets made shots. Mm-hmm. Now I'm not really sure what the strategy is there for the Raptors. I guess just because they're a deeper team, they're just trying to wear these guys up. Maybe I'm not really sure, but the Raptors definitely are trying to push the pace in this game. Like the Nets would score and the Raptors are going up and taking a shot in less than 10 seconds. So I just think that the Raptors pace has something to do with this bumped up total.
Got you. What you think about that, Jordan? Did you have any look on the total real quick in this game?
I was a little confused by this total because I've seen that there are some people who like this under that the line is ticking down a little bit, but the first half total's gone up 2 points. That's really confused me on this total, and it's kind of just scared me away from it. When I saw that movement this morning, I kind of just said I'm just going to lay off this total and look at some of these other ones. I do have a total play later in one of these games, but not this one. I do kind of agree with Junior, though. I mean, like, combined with the Nets defense, and if they do choose to play that really up-tempo pace today, they're going to score as many points as they want. Like, they could literally go another 130 spot on this Nets team with very little effort, I think.
Got you. Let's get to this next game, man. We got the Jazz versus the Nuggets here, man. Nuggets favored by 4. Once again, spicy Nuggets going down to 3.5 for the couple of spots, man. Heritage and Bookmaker, but still 4 at Bet Online, 5 dimes, and Bovada. Obviously, going to be Bovada for sure. But total opened up at 218.5 down to 217.5. We saw kind of sort of defensive game there in that first half. Then the pace really picked up in the second half. Obviously, going into to overtime didn't help. It didn't help either. So I mean, what you got in this one, Junior? What you like in it? We spicy nuggets again? Some kind of tell me I'm kind of scared. I'm not scared, but it's like the Jazz really kept up with it. I know Donovan Mitchell had to have his best possible game, Junior, but I mean they were keeping up with the Nuggets. Nuggets had to come back once again, just like they had to last time. We had them 1.5. Junior, what you think in this spot?
So last night I had a couple drinks with a couple friends, and on my way home, I wanted to sober up, so I stopped off and had a couple spicy nuggets. So I got spicy nuggets in my belly and in my pocket today. I got nuggets -4 for a couple of different reasons. There's something about Utah that I noticed when I was watching the game that made me worried for them in game 2. First of all, you're obviously not going to expect Donovan Mitchell to put up another 50-something points, right? So let's just say worst case scenario, he puts up 40. You're still going to need Joe Ingles and whoever the third guy is to give you somewhere close to like 40 points combined. Not really sure they could do all that. Now, Jordan Clarkson did have a good game in the first game. Rudy Gobert had a pretty good game too. He scored like 17 points. But I just think that in a game that went into overtime, the fact that the Jazz only had 6 dudes play over 25 minutes in an overtime game shows me that their bench is really, really short. Really short. Whereas the Nuggets got bodies. Monte Morris came in and did his thing. Torrey Craig did his thing. They just got so many different guys. Like, people keep talking about Michael Porter Jr. had a bad game. He's 5 for 13. He's a rookie. 13 points doesn't happen. What if Michael Porter Jr. has a good game then? I just think that there's so many things going against Utah until they get Mike Conley back at least. I don't think they got enough to keep up with this Nuggets team. And at some point, fellas, the Nuggets are going to have to play some defense, you would think, right?
Man.
Speaking – well, yeah.
Maybe.
You guys get to
on
that. I understand why Jordan says hard maybe, because in the bubble, the Nets have actually been the worst defensive team in the Orlando bubble. So this is not just a one-game phenomenon. They've been bad defensively literally for the entire 2 weeks now. Yeah. However, when the way that Utah chooses to defend the Jamal Murray Jokic pick and roll, where Gobert goes under the screen and he's like below the foul line, that's why Jamal Murray was able to go off like that. I think unless they make some kind of adjustment in that specific matchup, plus get contributions from their other guys, I don't see how the Nuggets lose this game unless they piss it away, which, with the Nuggets, anything is possible, but I'm riding spicy Nuggets for the second game in a row, fellas.
Got you. I definitely couldn't talk you off that, man. I leaned the Nuggets. Just I didn't have it. I didn't want to take them today, man. Especially with them the way that they was guarding. Donovan Mitchell was doing whatever he wanted, man. Once he get hot, he was taking over them. They're like Jordan out there, man. You see this line going down to 3.5 now. So if you like the Nuggets, you know what I'm saying, you might even wait and you can get the 3. I'm seeing 3.5, 3.5s pop up now. So if you like them, you can get that 3.5. Make sure you get the best of number. We saw it was a close game last game. Like you say, I mean, Jamal Murray did go off. You're definitely gonna need that from him and Jokic. You're gonna need Michael Porter Jr. to, don't take some of those rush shots and kind of go with the flow. But he has a game under his belt now. But we know that Michael Conley's still out for the Jazz, Bogdanovich as well. So I mean, we'll see here. I can't say the last game it didn't really seem to matter there, man. For a little while there, I'm watching the game real closely, man, and I'm talking about their 3-point defense for the Nuggets is still bad. It's like, bro, yeah, I know y'all see this in the film. Y'all not working on this shit, man. Why are they people? You getting lucky if they missing the wide open shots. If they made a few more of them, it would have been a lot uglier. Them boys was running me hot, man. Even though the Jazz was missing some of the threes, the fact they was wide open, you just can't leave the guys wide open, bro. It's just, I don't know. She ran me hot, man. I'm definitely gonna be watching this one closely. I mean, there's nothing wrong with making a live bet, second half, anything. Once you see which team is gonna show up, man. So, what you think about this game, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, the 2 keys to this game already been touched on with what we've been talking about. Both start with depth and defense. And are the Nuggets going to play any defense? And is the Nuggets' depth going to just, like you said, outwork the Jazz through 4 quarters of this game? Because outside of Clarkson, Jazz don't have many offensive bullets left off their bench. And comparatively, the Nuggets have 8 guys that could legitimately go for 20 points every night. Now, granted, I don't think the Nuggets are going to shoot 53% or whatever they did from beyond the arc like they did in game 1. I think they made 20. Well, I got the box score pulled up. They made 22 threes in game one. I can almost guarantee that is not going to happen again. I think the Nuggets correct that on defense. So I would be weary of that. And that's kind of why I agree with Jay. I think that's why I'm not jumping on the Nuggets train here either. I do think the Jazz should not be disrespected here at all. They're trying to hold firm here. They probably get Mike Conley back next game. So I really think they're going to look at this as a desperation type of situation here because they do not want to go down 0-2. So I would suspect you're going to get Utah's best effort here. Jordan Clarkson might make a few more shots like Jay was talking about. I think there's the Nuggets are definitely deep. They have the advantage. They have a lot of guys who can strap up on defense and are capable of doing it. The question is whether they do it. And the question is, can Utah make a little more shots and hang with the depth of the Nuggets here? For me, it's a no play. I really couldn't find any value on this one, but I agree. It's definitely going to be one of my more favorite games to watch, other than I think the late one here tonight. I think of the afternoon ones for sure, this is the best one.
Got you. Yeah, Teddy Gum say, Junior, I'm with you. He say in my pocket. Then he say Nathan said Nugs 112 105. Hey, I definitely couldn't talk you off of it, man. I definitely wouldn't talk you off the Nuggets here. It's just that I don't trust them here. But today is really the day where you got a bunch of teams that's going down 0-2. You know what I'm saying? They're trying not to go down 0-2. I'm trying to look towards some dogs taking some points. So I think, you know what I'm saying, have a chance of winning outright. I mean, if there was a favorite today, then I can't say it probably would be the Nuggets, but I'm not on it today, but wouldn't talk anybody out of going to get some or not even going to get some, but just the spicy nuggets today, man, because I ain't gonna lie with y'all. I don't even go to Wendy's no more, man. I really, you know what I'm saying, eating nothing out like that. But I mean, I wouldn't talk you out. I still can call them spicy nuggets. I mean, I got to go and eat them. You dig what I'm saying? But let's get to the next game, man. We got the 76ers versus the Celtics here. Line open up at 5.5, drop down to 4.5 for the Celtics. We know the Hayward news out for 4 weeks. You knew he probably wasn't gonna play in this game, though. Total open up at 215.5. Any looks on this one, Jordan? What you think about the over or under on this game? Last total came a bucket away from hitting it over. What you think about this one, Jordan?
These are two teams that, when capable and when I think are at their best, are playing some of the better defense of any team in the bubble. They've shown that. Both of these teams have shown glimpses of that, especially the Celtics, who have played very good defense in the bubble. And this is my one official play of the day. I wrote this one up for the website, and I am on the under in the first half of this one at 106. It's been kind of bouncing around between 105.5 and 106. A couple of main reasons is both of these two teams, you combine their regular season games and their bubble games, or if you look just specifically at their bubble games, especially for the Celtics, their first half defenses have been very good. They both rank in the top 8 or top 7 in bubble teams in defense, if you whichever way you look at it in the first half. And if you remember from the reason, Jay, I think that game almost went over, it was pretty much cruising under until the Celtics just dropped 35 points in the fourth quarter. Like I don't think that's going to happen again, because I do think you're going to get Philly's best effort defensively here. They have some matchup and size advantages over Boston. If Brett Browne is worth anything, this is going to be the game that decides probably his fate right now, because they come out with a dud effort and lose this game and go down 0-2 to a team missing one of their best players now, mind you, which is another thing that I like the under here. Without Hayward's 15 to 20 points, the Celtics are, I think he's probably one of their best 3-point shooters with Tatum and Browne getting that penetration and Kemba getting that penetration. I think his losses should not be overlooked on the total for this one here. So a lot of things just coming together. Two divisional rivals don't like each other. Game 2, where scores usually start to drop and one team's playing with a little more desperation. I like the early minutes to go under here, under 106 first half.
Got you. What you thinking in this game here, Junior? Before I give what I on. This is the game that the birthday pick gonna be on, man. What you got in this one, Junior?
I try to talk myself into Philly plus the points all night last night, a lot of this morning. And it kind of just led me back to the same place every single time, that Brett Browne doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And I say that for one very specific reason. So I'm watching the game, and I'm seeing what I'm seeing. You know, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum are balling. For some reason, Brett Browne insists on playing Embiid and Horford at the same time. So in every other possession, I'm sure you guys notice this too, Horford is like guarding Jaylen Brown. Sometimes he's switched off on Hayward, or he's guarding Tatum. He's always guarding somebody that he has no business guarding. That's number one. If someone could explain to me what the strategy is there, I would love to know what it is. But more importantly than that, though, I'm watching all these shots being put up by all these different guys. I'm gonna name you guys some names. All right. Jokic, Jamal Murray, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, LeBron, AD, Giannis. You know what all these people have in common? They took 20-something shots in the game that they played because they're the best players on their team. For some reason, Joel Embiid had 15 shots. Not even the most shots of the team. Please explain to me. Make it make sense to me, guys. How does Joel Embiid have less shots than Jason Richardson and he has the same amount of shots as Alec Burke in a game versus a team that has no big men? Please explain to me how that makes any sense. I can't stand this Philly team. I can't stand their coach. Get these guys out of my face. I want to take the Celtics, but the Hayward injury kind of puts a little bit more pressure on Kemba, who looked pretty good, by the way. Kemba's knee looks all right. He looked quick. He was going to the basket. He was stopping and popping. But I just can't get involved with any basketball game where the Philadelphia 76ers are playing because the level of incompetence that I'm watching is disgusting.
Got you. Yeah, right now he did lead the team in shot attempts. He attempted eight, you know what I'm saying? So there was one more than Josh Richardson. He went 8 for 15, 26 points, 16 rebounds in a bad game for Embiid. I'm not a big fan of the 76ers. I'm not a big fan of Brett Browne either. We know that the coach for the Celtics, Brett Stevens, is a lot better coach than Brett Browne, but still, I like the way that Philly clawed and battled. I like the way that they was in it through 3 quarters. They took a 4-point lead into the third quarter. This is why they still had Hayward out there. It took the Celtics to outscore them 32-21 in the fourth quarter for them to come back and win that game. I think you're going to see a much better game from the 76ers here. I mean, the Celtics could go out there and smack them. We know that that the Philly's still missing Simmons as well, but like I say, Hayward will averaging 17.4 points a game. He's still missing a starter out there. I just think it's going to hurt. It puts more pressure on Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Brown, he's got a little thigh injury. He's still playing, but I mean, a little banged up. Maybe he won't be so many high flying dunks or jump shots. Now, I'm taking the 4.5 points with the 76 today, man. I can't say I wasn't gonna play anything today, but I said, you know what, I'm going with my gut, man. My guy liked the Celtics, but I'm going up against them. I like the 76ers tonight, man. I like the way that they battled their first game. I mean, I think that they got a real good chance to win this game, but I'm going to go ahead and take the 4.5 points just to be safe. The Celtics were a couple of shots. If the 76ers didn't pretty much piss away their last 3 possessions, they probably would have covered last game. I mean, if you watch the game, I feel like you guys super lucky for the Celtics. If you had them minus the spread on the 5.5, they got super lucky to cover their spread, in my opinion. The 76ers got to be a little bit smarter down, you know what I'm saying, late down in the stretch, but they really played a good game. And I think you're going to see a monster game from Embiid. He got to go for 35, 40 tonight. Get to the foul line, draw them fouls, do what you do, man. So that's what I think. It's nothing max or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Might have something real strong tomorrow. We'll see. You're gonna do some research tonight, but this is my play today. The play that I did the article on. I like the 76ers plus the 4.5, and I'm seeing Pinnacle move to 5. So everybody else might follow suit. You might even be able to get a 5. I like for this to be a close one. The 76ers possibly even win this one. They don't want to go down 0-2. I'm going with the zigzag theory here. I like the Sixers here, Jordan. What you think about that? Any thoughts?
No, I was just thinking. I if I had to make a play on the spread, I probably would bet the Sixers because combined with getting their best effort and their desperation and the Celtics being without Hayward, I think that's a pretty good storm for them to potentially come back and tie this series. I was just thinking though. I think for me. If you're in that train of thought, I'd feel much more comfortable attacking maybe some of these Sixers props because not only is like Embiid going to have, like you said, go off. I think he's at 27.5 tonight. It's an appealing number. Some of these guys, I mean, for the Sixers, like if you assume they're going to win the game, you assume they're going to keep this close. Some of these point totals may be where you need to look. But that being said, like I'm probably not going to do it because I'm invested on the under already. I'm not going to go betting overs on anybody's points tonight in this game because I think there's not going to be a whole lot of points in the first half. So that would lean that some of these props on the over may not have a ton of value. But if you are in that school of thought and you do think the Sixers are going to win, I would potentially maybe even look at some of these some of their props just to hedge a little bit against that in case the Celtics do have that fourth quarter run in them again.
Got you. Any last thoughts on this one here, Junior? What any positives that you was thinking, like on the 76? The fact that you were starting to think about taking them at least makes you feel a little bit better, Junior. Any thoughts on you know what I'm saying on me taking them plus the 4.5, my guy?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't lay the points with the Celtics. It would be Sixers or nothing. I'm just so pissed off that the Sixers just can't get out of their own damn way. If Joel Embiid shoots less than 25 shots in this game, I'm sorry, Brett Browne is a complete idiot.
Kick him out of the bubble immediately.
No, he's shooting 30. He going for 30.
And on top of that, Joel Embiid should be like, hey, give me the damn rock. What are y'all doing?
You're going to see that tonight, Junior.
Yeah,
if we don't see nothing, we're going to see it tonight.
Bro. Because to your point, Jay, so in the last regular season game, like I'm talking outside the bubble, that the Sixers played the Celtics was the game that Embiid went 1 for 11. He was terrible. But in the game before that, he busted up the Celtics for like 38, 15, and like 7 or something crazy like that. So he could do it. It's in there. You just got to feed him the ball, though, dog. Like, come on, man. So if they come out and feed Embiid the ball, I love that play. But I got to see it first, man. I got to see it first.
Yeah, he got to command it. He got to command it as well, man. And we've been seeing the Celtics here in the bubble as well. They have a good game, and they have a bad game. They have a good game, then they have a bad game. So we've been seeing them, you know what I'm saying? They hadn't really fared well, really, after ATS win. So we'll see if that trend continues tonight. It's not really – the pressure's not really on the Celtics. I mean, they really just kind of come this game kind of playing relaxed or whatever. They don't really – it's not really a must win, in my opinion, for them. I feel like the 76ers, you can't go down 0-2, man, because it could possibly be over real quick. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we good to go back to Philly. Nah, man, you got to come in and win it. They really should have won the last one, but some boneheaded plays late in that game, man. But let's get to the last game. But that's my play, man. The 76ers plus the 4.5. I'm riding with the motivation and Embiid. You know what I'm saying? Brett Browne got to get his head out of his head too, man. You know what I'm saying? My son, we're doing school. Can't say too much, but y'all know what's up, man. Need the Sixers plus the 4.5, and it might be a little sprinkle on the money line as well, man. Let's get to the next game. We got the Mavs favorite, or got the Mavs underdogs as well. Plus 6 over here versus the Clippers. It was 6.5 and went down to 6. Total of 231 down to 230 now. We know Porzingis is questionable, a little sore right knee. Porzingis ain't sitting this shit out, man, especially after getting ejected. Them boys absolutely pissed after that. They was in the game until he got ejected as well, man. Any thoughts on this one, Jordan? Clippers -6 over the Mavs?
I don't have anything on this game currently, but my one thing that I am intrigued about is doubling down on my winning play from the first game of this one, and that would be the first half over at 117. Conventional wisdom would say that there's not much Dallas is going to be able to do to stop the Clippers from coming back here and putting up an effort after they kind of floundered around defensively for the first half of that game. If that happens again, it's going to be easy money because the pace of both of these teams in the first half has been tremendously fast. And I think Dallas looks at this as, we're not going to be able to stop LA, but if we attack them offensively, and if like Jay said, if Kristaps is playing and everything's fine there, I still think they can put up a lot of points against this Clippers team while they're still trying to figure things out. They didn't convince me of too much defensively, I think, in game one. And I might be riding that wave again, too. I haven't locked it in. This is just a lean right now, but that first half over still looking pretty enticing because I could easily see both of these teams go for 60. And in that kind of scenario, it's sitting at 117 and now kind of, flip-flopping between 117 and 117 and a half. I'm just going to keep my eye on it, wait till later tonight, see where the steam moves it. If I'm right, I might jump on.
Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't talk you out of there. What you got? My guys in the chat saying Mavs plus 6.5 birthday Jay special. Mavs cover any day after last game. We say this guy here. What you think about this one, Junior? Clippers over the Mavs.
I don't have a play yet, but I have a strong lean towards the over. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but the over missing this game in game one by like 1.5, right? Or like 2 points, something like that.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
All right. So my lean towards the over is just based on this. So Boban, actually, let me leave that out. The Clippers, the Clip. No, I wasn't going to say nothing negative.
Don't lead with Boban right now. Hold on.
He said, "Let me leave that out." You already started saying it now.
No, it wasn't going to be nothing negative. But I was going to say, since I already said it, Boban is the only player from the Mavs that went to the line besides Porzingis and Luka, and he went 0 for 1. But the point that I was going to make was the Clippers shot 20 free throws. Porzingis and Luka shot 23 free throws combined, and Porzingis got ejected after only 19 minutes of gameplay. Mm-hmm. So the Clippers obviously have a serious problem defending these two guys without fouling. if other members of the Mavs can be a bit more aggressive, get a couple more free throws, I think that the Mavs could actually get to the line enough to really hit that total, because you know that the Clippers are going to score points no matter what, because the Mavs have not proven that they can play defense, at least so far in the bubble. So I just think that this game is going to be a little bit more high scoring than the last game. I mean, realistically, the only reason the game went under in game one is because the Mavs scored like 13 points in the third quarter. That was ridiculous,
exactly.
right? That's not going to happen again. So
No.
my lean in this game is definitely towards that over.
Exactly. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it was the third quarter when Porzingis went out, wasn't it? It was the third quarter. So I think it's gonna be a totally different game, man. The refs kind of owe the Mavs one, man. In my opinion, they kind of messed them boys off. I mean, we know everybody's talking about it. Let's put it like that. Everybody's talking about it. That hey, Porzingis, maybe he shouldn't be ejected, or maybe we should retard the double technical rule. All that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the refs. I'm sure they went back and looked at it like, damn, he was the one that got choked. Maybe we should have threw Morris out the game or something. You know what I'm saying? But we know that Porzingis kind of came in, but you had to defend this boy, man. You can't just go and rough up on him, man. But hey, I think the refs, they might owe us one in this one, man. Be interesting to see. We know the Clippers are a much better team. Harold doesn't look the same. It took him forever just to get his first basket. Still going to bring the energy out there, but as far as the scoring-wise, he wasn't really out there. He has to draw the fouls. Beverly, he pretty much just out there for defense. I mean, hit a couple threes, but he out there just to rattle Luka. But, I mean, they had a problem with Luka, man. Watching that game, the Mavericks from time to time, I mean, they did whatever they want really on offensive. It's just the Mavs, if they can get a few more stops, but they got up 50 to 36 in their game. And I'm looking like, oh boy, what's going down? Them boys smacking them. So I mean, when you see that they have the possibility to hang with them. We know the Clippers didn't pretty much own them this year, but the Mavs have shown some fight. They showed that they can hang with them in the game where Porzingis got thrown out. If they have them the whole way this way, I think the Mavs might be able to sneak in that number, man. You know what I'm saying? They showed the Clippers last game like, hey, we here. We're a deep team too. Jordan, what you think about that? Any last thoughts on this one?
Oh yeah, that 2 versus 7 seed. You just better throw out that 7 seed when you're trying to evaluate the Dallas Mavericks, because they could. I mean, beyond the top 2 LA teams, like the rest of those teams in the West are pretty close together. To be honest, 3 through 8, you can throw Portland in there too with how well they're playing. I mean, like it's Dallas. You could make the argument very much to me that they are the 3rd best team in the Western Conference right now, and they showed that early in the game. It's just they had a dud third quarter coming out of halftime. I don't think Rick Carlisle is going to let that happen again, like you guys said. So I agree. Just like not so much as the Lakers, but the Clippers have some problems right now. I think it's mostly just personnel issues and getting everybody back into form, because they just have been missing so many guys during the bubble, and that's probably one of the reasons why their defense has been so bad. I don't think Beverly, I mean, as good as he is defensively, though, is a great matchup on Luka. Luka's just bigger than him. Like, you can just shoot over him. Like, I'm really not. I think they're going to have to commit to putting Paul George and Kawhi Leonard on Luka all game. Like, if they're going to have a chance to win this game handily, or else the Mavs are just going to be hanging around and they're going to give them a chance to win this game.
You gotta hit that Westbrook, boy, little baby, boy. I know Beverly like talk, but hey, you like a little baby out there sometimes. Nah, I'm messing with you, Jordan. You want to recap what your plays, my guy?
Yeah, real
4
quick,
games today. We're gonna get out of here.
Sorry, yeah, we got to get out of here. My bad. I got nothing on the afternoon games. Real interested to watch Utah-Denver, though. Got the under 106 first half in Philly and Boston, and like Junior, I'm leaning towards that over in the first half of Dallas Clippers, possibly even full game, but I'm going to wait until the rest of these games are over with before I make that decision.
Got you. What's up, my guy, Junior? What you liking today, my guy? Pre-game, what you liking, brother?
Yeah, just one official play right now. Spicy Nuggets -4. Listen, Utah, has definitely has what it takes to win this game. I just think they're a little bit too short-handed, and I really, really believe that the amount of minutes their guys played in game one is going to come back to bite them. You played an overtime game, and you only got 6 guys that played over 25 minutes. That's a very serious problem against a Denver team that, even with Gary Harris, who they say is not going to be back, but he's probably going to miss the whole series, and Will Barton, there's no official word. He still has some knee soreness. Even with them 2 guys out, they legit go like 9-10 deep. So I just think that Utah has an uphill battle. And for that reason, I'm riding with them Nuggets.
Got you. My guy Junior say he on the spicy nuggets, man. Yeah, no, I'm riding with the 76ers today, man. Hopefully they get it done for them. Like I said, I'm taking points with them. I think it's a game where they really gonna be going for the win. And when I find the spots like that where where I think it's a must-win game for they had a motivational factor, all that. I mean, they really have the size advantage as well. You got to bring Horford off the bench. He playing his old team. Give him a little inside info. Do whatever you got to do, man. I mean, they led through 3 quarters last game. Let's do it again today, but let's, have a good fourth quarter. Don't let the Celtics grab the momentum, man. I'm on the 76ers as my play today, my official play today. We're talking about it at the Mavs as well, man. I think the Raptors are going to be on their side, especially after Porzingis being thrown out. That's another one where you saw they had the lead as well. The Clippers had to pretty much fight and claw tooth and nail to come back, man. But I'm on the 76ers. Hope Embiid doesn't go 0 points for him, man. Hopefully we get a 50-point one for me. Come on, Embiid. It's my birthday. Take care of me for me one time, man. I got the shirt on. Beast, come on. I need you to be a beast tonight. The Celtics ain't got nobody that can guard you, bro. Embiid need to go 50. We need 30 we need 20 from Richardson. We need 30 from Harris, bro. Come on, let's do it. I need 100 just between them three right there, man. We finna go ahead and get out of here, man. I appreciate everybody for, telling me happy birthday. I'm finna go have some fun, and I'm gonna try my best to, be here for tomorrow. I'm gonna be here for tomorrow, man, but it might be a little sluggish, but it's my birthday. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for watching. Hit the like button as well, man. Come back and holler at us tomorrow.